Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and a happy good morning Monday it is, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. Sans Jason Matheson. I'm Kendall Mark.
And I'm Shane Wells. Jason is off for a few days. He should be back on Wednesday, assuming his flight returns.
She said it. I didn't say it. We can't jinx it.
Well,
because so many flights were canceled over the
many
weekend.
of other people of Fox 9 connections are stranded in places, so he wouldn't be the first.
They're stranded in warmer climates.
Sorry, I shouldn't put that out to the universe.
I know. Good job.
He'll be back.
You'll be back. Shane will be here on Wednesday.
You'll know, yeah.
You put it on yourself.
I did.
We had a good weekend. Well, I'm assuming the rest of your weekend went well. Mine went well. But we were together on Friday, and I don't know about all of y'all at home, but when you get to actually hang out with people you work with on the reg outside of work, it hasn't really happened because of the pandemic. It used to happen all the time.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun. We were celebrating Dawn Stevens we talked about this on, was it Thursday when Jason was here? We could sort of bid her adieu on her last day after 15 years. So she had a party on Friday and it was great. We were like, hi. It's like outside of school, seeing everyone.
It did feel kind of giddy. First day of school feels. We tried to take bathroom selfies. I have those on my phone, by the way.
We
tried. I was like, how do these things work where girls take these cute pictures in mirrors?
And like the
I thought
stalls
she
in the
would
background.
know.
Yeah, Shane's like, you know how to do this, right? I was like, I don't know. I thought you knew how to do that.
I'll show you those pictures. Maybe I'll put one on Instagram.
Maybe we
I
should.
don't think we made the cut as
at the Holiday Inn
teenage
bathroom.
influencers. Yeah.
We're like, do you put the camera over your face? Do you move it?
We're
in
not
front of
looking in the
toilet?
same place either.
It just like wasn't. We really tried, and then we did take a big group selfie, which was so fun, and it turned out really cute. And then someone commented, "Where's Dawn?" I was like, "Oh yeah, she's not in the photo."
Her?
But what do you, Dawn? Who?
She was busy.
She was. She
had
was
a lot
mingling.
of people to chat with. Yeah.
Mingling. It was good. I mean, the rest of your weekend went well, though. You just moved.
I just moved to a new house, so we just are. Yeah, we're in the depths of unboxing. It just never ends.
Do you ever do you have those boxes that when you moved, honestly, be honest, that you now went into your basement and went, I haven't opened this since I moved last time. You have those?
Oh, we have tons of things. I was like, why would we bring this into the new house when we never used this in the old house for 5 years?
But did you bring it to the new house?
I am a cleanser. I love getting rid of things, and Ryan is the opposite. So it does take a little bit of finagling to make it work for both of us.
Did you have to thank it for him? Like Marie Kondo says, you just have to thank it.
Maybe I should try that.
Maybe
I never tried
better
that
about it then.
I don't know. He just likes stuff.
Just
stuff.
Hordes of things.
Yeah.
Men are like that, I feel like. They just like to, not all men, but the ones that I've come in contact with tend to be the ones who like to hold on to things more than the women I know like to hold on to things. Because we're just busy. Like, girl, I don't have time to deal with this. I just got to go.
I didn't even know I had it. So I don't need it. That's how I feel.
You didn't know you had this today. Or did you? The hot dish. Roll it up, Leo. It's kind of hard. Okay, yeah, it's like a shovel.
It's a two-hander.
Yeah, it's a shovel with this. All right, the biggest night in music was last night, and when it came to Best New Artist, well, this one should have come as no surprise.
And the Grammy goes to...
Wow, I'm scared.
Olivia Rodrigo!
Oh, Olivia Rodrigo. She had a great performance. She won Best New Artist, as you saw there. She also won Best Pop Solo Performance and Best Pop Vocal Album at just 19 years old. What were you doing with your life at 19? Don't answer
winning
that.
any awards.
I was barely passing college biology. The other big winner of the night was Jon Batiste. There he is. You can see him. You might recognize him. Not maybe from where you think you recognize him, but from some of the late night gigs. He was nominated for 11 Grammys and took home 5, including Album of the Year. Song of the Year, by the way, went to Silk Sonic. If you're like, who? Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars is his 70s soul. Oh. He put on the full outfit. Their performance was also really fun. It was sort of one of the openers of the show. I think he smoked a cigarette live on TV at one point while accepting
Is that
an award.
allowed?
It's all over the place. He came over at one point too. They were sort of jibing and making fun. They didn't outright make fun of what had happened at the Oscars, of course. But when Trevor Noah went up to him and said, like, we don't talk about Bruno, as in the song that all the kids love these days, and I'm sure you know about, he jokingly just stared at him like he was really mad. But it went on long enough that he went, oh no, is this actually happening again?
No.
But then they laughed and it was clearly a joke. But it was a pretty good show. Did you get to watch any of it?
I didn't watch a single minute. I actually did not know it was on last night.
Shane.
And I'd like to argue, I don't think this is music's biggest night of the year anymore. I think it's when like Taylor Swift drops a new album or something. I feel like there's more excitement and anticipation for like a big artist to drop new music than there is for this award show.
The research team has actually commented back. They'd like to release a statement. They say, do not argue with the research team. It is indeed the biggest night in music.
Okay, it was. Just wondering, a new age, is it?
I really enjoy the Grammys. Here's my thing. I know there's a ton of different award shows. They've all just gone down the tanks in recent years. But to me, at least, the Grammys is a show. I'm watching performance after performance. I'm entertained by the fact that I have no idea how they move these set pieces so quickly, and where do they store the giant heads that come out? Like with Lil Nas X, there was a giant head of him. I'm like, where are you going to put
a lot of storage.
Seriously, I just am very entertained by the entire thing. Hosting wise, I think Trevor Noah did a decent job. It's very difficult to rein in a show like that.
Especially following the Oscars, I feel like.
And you're like,
you
what do I
tread lightly.
say? What do I not say?
For sure. Tough job for him. It's kind of a lose-lose. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
It's hard to win
You don't
and
want it.
over people in that job. Well, next in the dish, SNL was new over the weekend, and comedian Gerard Carmichael was the host. We have a clip from his monologue where he sort of addressed the Will Smith Oscar slap.
I'm not going to talk about it. I want to be clear up top. I've talked about it enough. Kept talking about it. Kept thinking about it. I don't want to talk about it. And you can't make me talk about it. But I got a question. Do you want to talk about it? Like, aren't you sick of talking about it? Isn't it kind of crazy? It feels like we've been talking about it for so long. This is going to really blow your minds. Can you believe it's been 6 days? 6 days. This happened.
Gerard has a new HBO special, by the way. He was really funny in this open, and you pointed out he didn't not talk about it for about 6 minutes.
For about a full 6 minutes. I had not ever heard of him before, and he acknowledges that in the opening bit. He's like, Lorne Michaels wants me to bring the world together. We need healing. For me, I'm the least famous host ever. But I mean, I was very interested in him after that opening monologue.
And it went
hilarious.
beyond just the outfit, because that was my first, like, wow, he's come to play.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, darling.
It's nice to meet you, Gerard. Well, in a sketch about the Oscar slap, Gerard played a seat filler next to Will Smith. Take a look.
Hey, I don't want to sound corny, but you're like my hero, man. This is the coolest night of my life. I mean, I'm talking to Will Smith. Chris Rock just got up on stage. Hey, can I get a selfie real quick?
Of course, yeah. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
Hey, I'll be right back, man. Hey, so where you from, man? Nowhere, man.
I like your tugs, by the way, look good, feel good, am I right? Keep my wife's name out your mouth! Man, I love the Oscars, man. I love movies, man.
So cool. It was interesting to watch back the faces around Will Smith as they comprehended what was happening. So seeing it in a sketch, perfect.
Like, everyone at first, there was so much that awkward clapping, like, is this a joke? Oh, no, did
It's real.
Can we go to break? You know, like what do we do with our
No
face?
longer do you want that seat.
No.
It's like anywhere. I'll sit anywhere else.
It was great. I thought they brought it up on the what do you call that? The news segment that they do. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Weekend Update.
Yes, thank you. I was like, Weekend Update.
Nothing.
It was full Weekend Update was talking about it, but it was pretty funny. It was new takes.
Not bad. Next in the dish, we got a big smile, but sad news for Seinfeld fans. One of the most iconic TV moms has died. Here's a clip.
I don't understand you. I really don't. You have nothing better to do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I go out for a quart of milk. I come home and find my son treating his body like it was an amusement park.
Ma.
Don't give me Ma. It's a good thing I didn't hit the table. I could have cracked my head open.
People can hear you.
Too bad you can't do that for a living.
Oh, she's so good. Estelle Harris played George's mom. You know, she's also known for voicing Mrs. Potato Head in the Toy Story movies. She was 93 years old, and I have to say, her and Jerry Stiller, George Costanza's parents on the show, I mean, they were two of the best characters. Every scene they were in was killer. So good.
Yeah, she has a very memorable voice. You know, as soon as you hear it, you go, wait, I feel like I've heard her before. And the list of things that she's done is pretty extensive, and it just brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. Yep. So very sad day, but also happy that, you know, she got to bring a lot of joy to people.
Exactly.
Lots more to come right after this commercial break. Whoa.
It's happened again. Our show pops up on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver last night. What did we do? Find out next. Plus, hope you're hungry. A Minnesota writer is out with her list of the 50 iconic dishes everyone needs to try in the Twin Cities. What are they? All will be revealed coming up. And it's Monday, so we're opening up the Jason Show mailbag. From questions about Jason's sweater, the cats, the pizza, we cover it all. Freshen up your coffee. The Jason Show returns next.
Oh, hello, everyone. Happy Monday to you and you and you.
What about the otter?
Not the otter. I don't care about that otter.
Subject. It's right there, though. I didn't realize you guys mounted him.
Shane, Eric's gone, so we don't talk about Bruno or the otter. Okay. Last Week Tonight was new last night, so that's the show, right? Got it. And someone very familiar made an appearance. That's our Late Night Rewind.
And now, local news has an urgent warning about season 2 of Bridgerton.
Less fun and less sex. That's apparently what season 2 of Bridgerton is all about.
If you're going in expecting this season some of the stuff you got last season, you're not gonna get it.
Some of that spice. Okay. It's not as hot and heavy. You're going to get the drama.
Y'all watching Bridgerton for sex?
The aesthetic, the way it is, it's beautiful. Some of the storylines were really cool. I just was expecting more. Okay.
There's less bumping uglies. You know what I mean? They're just playing polo and things.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's just not great. No, it's just not that.
The spice.
You know what I mean.
I do.
Oh, Jason was just on national TV saying bumpin' uglies.
Here to serve.
Have we had a reaction from him on this? No? Okay.
He's busy.
So good.
He's busy at the pool.
I guess. It's Monday, and it's time to get a special serving of hot dish direct from Hollywood.
Join us live, Brad, TMZ. Hello, Brad. Good morning.
Good morning, Shane and Kendall. How are you?
We're doing well. We're still just processing Jason's national TV.
His big spotlight there. I love it.
Big time.
The boys of BTS have to take some time off right now. I thought this was really interesting. Why are they taking time off after the big night last night?
Yeah, I mean, they are one of the biggest, if not the biggest bands in the world right now. But BTS, they hail from South Korea. And by law there, men 18 to 28 years old at some point they have to serve in the military for 1.5 years. So a lot of the guys from BTS are reaching that age limit of the 28, and they haven't served their time yet. So the band is going to need to take a little break while that happens. So like I said, it's usually about 18 months is what's expected, and BTS fans are just going to have to kind of put their fandom on pause for a little bit until the group comes back.
Someone's going to have to make that into a reality show, right?
I think so too. Get the cameras going. I agree.
Okay, so moving on to WrestleMania, which was held over the weekend. Johnny Knoxville had a pretty epic match.
Yeah, it was quite the weekend for the WWE. Not only did Johnny Knoxville fight, Logan Paul fought as well, but Johnny came up victorious against Sami Zayn last night, and you can see some footage there. He got some help from Weeknd, who, if you know the series at all, Weeknd's been a big part of that. So good to see Johnny and the help from Weeknd. And of course, look at the fans; they loved it too.
Looks like Weeknd did most of the work.
Seriously.
He did, and then Johnny kind of capitalizes on it at the end here and gets the win.
Oh, wow.
Did all the heavy
Pretty
lifting.
exciting stuff, but you'd think that this is probably amateur for those guys, considering some of the stunts they've done.
True.
Touché,
True story.
touché. All right, finally, the Masters. I love the Masters. They're coming up this week. Tiger. I mean, they put out a full court press acting like he's playing. Is he going to be playing?
Huge storyline, of course. They know how to drum up the publicity. So Tiger is in Augusta. He has been taking swings. He has not committed to playing yet, though. And from what he has said last week, he said, look, it's a possibility. I can't imagine Kendall seeing him play the full tournament this week, especially how demanding this course is. But, you know, the Tiger Woods story continues, and who knows? I wouldn't be shocked, but it would be pretty surprising.
Tiger at Augusta. I mean, he loves that course, so we'll see.
It's his place. We'll see.
Brad, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. TMZ.com for more on any of those stories. All right, next in the dish, the Jimmys played a little late-night April Fool's joke. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon, and welcome to The Tonight Show. It's Freaky Friday tonight. Are you figuring out what's happening now? You're noticing what day it is? And or no, maybe. I don't know. April Fools, everybody. Show of hands. How many of you are disappointed? Be honest. Okay, how many are very disappointed? Be honest. And how many of you are thinking, oh my God, Jimmy Fallon looks terrible. I hope he isn't sick. And now, Jimmy Kimmel.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. Please settle down. You're gonna offend the other Jimmy. Happy April Fool's Day, everybody.
I mean, it was only a matter of time, right? Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel switched up their shows for the night. Kimmel flew to New York while Fallon flew to LA to do each other's shows. By the way, Justin Timberlake was Fallon's guest. They're never with each other. They're never.
Right.
Never. And Hugh Jackman was Kimmel's guest. I think if you first watched that and you were just kind of, I don't know, not really paying attention to what late night show you're watching, you would just be like, oh yeah, it's Jimmy's on the show.
I have the wrong channel on.
Yeah, I just get kind of confused for a second, but.
Don't you think the audience felt the same way? Like, wait, what'd you get tickets to?
Gladys?
I thought we got Fallon.
I thought you said Fallon. See in the other town?
I could see that very much messing with people's heads. And it had to be a lot of work to get the whole switcheroo with the networks and everything.
I know. You do think about that behind the scenes of that. The contract issues or non-issues, who knows, but pretty funny.
Okay, I like it. Next in the dish, The Weeknd is thinking about changing things up. So The Weeknd, the singer, on Sunday, he tweeted that he's thinking about changing his name. He says he's considering pulling a Kanye and may just go with his first name, Abel. His legal last name is Tesfaye, but he says he's been going as The Weeknd for more than a decade. I think it's about time because it's very confusing, and he also spelled weekend wrong.
Okay, research team, AKA me today. No offense, Ted and everyone else. I looked at this because I was like, you're right. The Weeknd. I've never quite fully noticed that his name was not spelled The Weeknd, but apparently there was already a Canadian band called The Weeknd when he decided to make that his name.
Okay, so he just dropped an E and was like, it's cool.
Yeah, I guess that was it. But I mean, I don't know if he's being serious. I think the more people kind of were like, actually, that'd be kind of cool. Abel's a cool name.
Yeah,
he was like,
it is.
well, maybe. But in the past, he said, The Weeknd is who I am on the stage. Then I come home to Abel. I come home to myself, which is a very weird thing to say about yourself. But I mean,
he has a new face every time we see him.
That's so true.
So why not just start going with different names?
Yeah, I like it. We support whatever you want to do, The Weeknd, Abel man. You're capable.
The Weeknd, Abel man. Okay.
Next in the dish. Ooh, Shane, buckle up. I'm so sorry that we're doing this story for you, but for me, I'm very excited. Okay. Game of Thrones fans, get ready. The prequel is coming. Nobody? Just me? Okay, well, here it is. HBO says House of Dragon will premiere on August 21st. We have an actual date. Yes. It will be set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, the ones that we're all familiar with. The 10-episode series will show how the House of Targaryen fell into a bitter and brutal civil war.
You should have had me read that, because when Targaryen came up, that was not what my brain was telling me to say. It was like Tarajian?
I would have loved that, actually. Why didn't we think of that beforehand? Okay, Targaryen. You know, how much you know about Game of Thrones?
There's a girl with really white blonde hair that rides dragons.
Hey, that's all you need to know. Targaryen family.
Oh, that's
Good job, Shane. I think that was excellent.
Okay, fantastic.
Apparently, executive producer Jeff did not agree because he did not clap for you, but she is of the Targaryen family. So they are the ones that have like very beautiful people with the big white hair, and they fly dragons. What does that mean then? There will be dragons.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great. This is excellent news. Well, okay.
Who's starring in this? None of those people are they still alive? Because they're kind of magical, right?
No. Shane. Okay.
They ride dragons. They're magical.
No, they just have the dragon thing. That doesn't make them magical. This isn't Harry Potter. Okay? No, they are not. However, people from different houses, like you'll recognize house names, like, oh, are they related to so-and-so, hypothetically? Probably the only person you would really, really know from this cast is Matt, and I can't think of his last name, but he was in The Crown. Matt Smith, thank you. Matt's the most basic name. I'm like, what's his name again? This is the one note on me with anything. I am terrible with names, celebrities. I'm so good at this job because I can always remember everybody's name all the time.
Jason does that. You don't have to worry about that.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
But he's in it. He's one of the main characters.
Okay.
So that should be interesting because people love him. We like him. This is all good news. This is all big because they've kind of been keeping out the release date under wraps. And we've all been waiting for a long time because they screwed up the finale so bad. So big deal, big day. Very excited.
Time to completely redeem themselves.
Yep.
Hopefully. Okay.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Next in the dish, not surprisingly, the slap is still hurting Will Smith's reputation and potentially future projects. Netflix has quietly shelved the latest project with Will called Fast and Loose. He was supposed to star in it, but the streamer has moved on from it since the slap. Not just that, Bad Boys 4 is also, quote, on pause, much to Martin Lawrence's disappointment.
Really wanted that to happen.
Yeah, so, you know, we don't love cancel culture. I don't think anybody does. But all these studios are now really pumping the brakes. I guess there's a new movie on Apple TV Plus, Emancipation, that's sort of in the process of the final stages of the editing process. No word yet on if they're going to pump the brakes on that. It was originally talked about being released in 2022, but
I can understand you don't want to put something out that banks on somebody's likability and not knowing how people in the long term are going to react to Will Smith as time goes on and how he'll handle all this. So time will tell. I'm sure they'll release him eventually. Once people have sort of forgot.
Yeah. Once the next thing happens. Once the next thing happens, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine. Hey, and we'll be fine too. We'll be right back, actually. Right here.
Got me. Is that pop or coffee? Welcome back. We know the Twin Cities has become really a foodie's paradise, and there are a lot of dishes that you can get here that you cannot get anywhere else.
Joining us with her list of the 50 iconic dishes of the Twin Cities. No pressure, her list, like everyone's going to give you the emails. New food writer from the Star Tribune, Joy Summers. Welcome to the show, Joy.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Okay, so list pretty self-explanatory. Top 50 places in the Twin Cities to eat. Why did you guys decide to come up with this? I mean, we're a foodie place, but what was the input of the inspiration?
It started when my co-writer Sharon Jackson, also the food reporter for the Twins or for Star Tribune, went to Phoenix, and she was Googling like crazy, like, where do I have to eat to get a taste of this city? And she came home and said, we got to write this.
Yeah.
Like, we go out all the time. We're out almost every night, going out for lunch. We know all over the Twin Cities, and what do we want to introduce people to? What do we want to represent our city? If you come to town, what's the dish you have to have? And when you live here, what's the dish that's worth driving across town in a blizzard for?
This had to be such a hard list to put together too, because like number 51.
It was so painful.
You're just like, oh, I feel so bad. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's first up, Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo wings, yes, right? Yeah, if you haven't had them, you've got to go have them. They're these really giant, super succulent and super crusty wings that are coated in this really unique spice blend that's kind of like warm spices. Like, I think there's some cinnamon in there. There might be just a tiny hint of sugar in there. There's definitely salt and black pepper and garlic powder, and it's just zingy, crusty, hits all the flavor notes, and then the wings underneath are so massive and juicy, and that room is just incredible. Like, that room alone is iconic.
Atmosphere bar is just so cool.
It's just a glittering wall of bottles.
I must say that is one of my favorite restaurants in the Twin Cities. My mom always used to talk about it, like back in the day too. Egg salad, sandwich, and wings every time.
It's so funny.
You can't not
I love egg
get
salad sandwiches.
the wings.
And I need to go there for that.
What do you know?
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Next up, you have Murray's butter steak.
Yes, the butter knife steak, which is something that actually we didn't realize was kind of a misnomer. It's not that you cut it with a butter knife, it's that they won an award called the butter knife.
Oh. So you still use your steak knife, people.
Exactly. So I used a steak knife, but the presentation was incredible. There aren't restaurants that do this style of service anymore, where they're really tableside carving it. When they serve it, they use 2 spoons turned backwards, which is just like an art that nobody does. And yeah, I'm
trying to. So how does this work?
So, like, imagine you're playing the spoons. Did you ever do that when you were little?
Yes.
It's like that, but they kind of use that so it doesn't. You're not using a fork to pierce the meat. Like, the meat is so special.
Pristine.
It gets it. Yes. It's pristinely presented to you. It's incredible. Just going there is so phenomenal. And then, of course, like, the steak. Like, it's just the standard bearer.
To die for.
Okay, next. We're going to be so hungry after this segment.
Yeah, this is dangerous before lunch.
Next up, a spot that has been around for a long time, too, the kielbasa from Kramarczuk's.
The kielbasa from Kramarczuk's. I mean, how can you not go to Kramarczuk's when you're in Northeast Minneapolis? It's so emblematic of the worker, blue-collar history of the neighborhood, of what Northeast used to be, what it is in the future, and you can take a bite of it home. You can get it on the restaurant, and the sausage is so unctuous, porky, snappy casing, and those rich spice flavors on the inside. Utterly juicy, mouth-watering, impossible to miss.
My husband makes a really good kale and kielbasa soup, and he always gets the kielbasa and linguiça that he uses in it from Kramarczuk's.
You
has to get it there. Yeah. So good. Okay, next, I'm going there on Friday, and now I know what to get. The shrimp toast from Hi Hi.
First of all, order everything.
Yeah. Okay, just get everything.
Restaurant, the menu, I could spend days eating there. I love bringing people there. When you walk inside, it's so tropical. You would never know that it has a stripper pole in the middle of it.
I'm sorry. There's a stripper pole in Hi Hi?
That's why he's taking you there.
I'm just kidding. Jokes.
That's why I'm going, honey.
It used to be a different kind of bar, but they've since transformed it with like this beautiful wallpaper, and it just feels like this tropical getaway. But it used to be a bar of like, anyway, I shouldn't even be talking about that. We're talking about toast.
I know.
Oh yeah,
different repute. But the shrimp toast is just extra buttery and unctuous. Everything that Christine and Nguyen is doing out of that kitchen is this South Asian, Vietnamese, tons of spice, herbs, fish sauce flavor. It's just transformative. It's like a vacation.
Yes, and as you said, you walk in there and it's like, we need this right now to feel like we are not here, especially right this very moment.
Right this very second.
Right now, when you look outside. Okay, let's move on. We have sausage bread. Hell's Kitchen?
Yes. So this is just bizarre. They take ground sausage and then knead it into bread dough and then cook it. And you're like, why?
It really is sausage bread.
It's like toast.
Yeah.
But with some extra.
Do you put butter on it, or what do you do with it?
I love to put, they make this incredible peanut butter.
So good.
Yes, so I love to put the peanut butter, and then they make house-made jam. A lot of times it's like kind of zingy, gingery, blackberry, spicy. But I see your face, and you're like, what?
How does this work?
Yeah, I love that. Hell's Kitchen is always kind of like, well, why would we do anything that anybody else has ever done? Let's just break all the rules, including how to make toast. So the texture really is more like toast
Less
than a
meatloaf.
Yes.
Okay.
But you do get those breakfast sausage flavors in there. So it's savory and sweet.
Huh.
It's weird, but it's good.
I'm going to take your word for it.
I wouldn't put the peanut butter on it, but now I'll try it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
you
have
can
thought
put
that.
peanut butter on it, anything.
I bought a friend a jar, and they ate the whole thing in one sitting.
Are you kidding
I was
me?
like, oh, I'm sorry. I should have warned you. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It is so good.
Okay, speaking of sauces, Brasa green sauce.
We had so many debates over like, is the sauce a dish?
Yeah.
Can you drink it?
But
Can you eat
yes,
it with a spoon?
it is. So Alex Roberts owns Brasa. He also has Alma, which is much more upscale, and the man just knows flavor. So they do all different kinds of roasted meats. It's kind of a South American kind of inspiration for this place. And the green sauce has cilantro in it. It's creamy, but I think it's non-dairy. It's just some kind of like flavor alchemy in a little jar. And like all the food at Brasa is good, but you gotta put the green sauce on everything. And then once you get the green sauce, I'm using it at home. I'm making eggs with it. The green sauce is transformative.
Is it not very green, or was that the picture?
Yeah.
It's kind of a light green, like the promise of spring.
I know. I was surprised it wasn't as green. Like I just thought it was just gonna be like literally a green.
Yeah, no, it's not as vibrant because it's got that creaminess.
Sure.
So it's just the herbs flecked in it. So good.
Okay, we're ending this section at least with one of my favorites, the Rustica cookie.
I mean,
game
is there
changer.
a better cookie on
It is.
the planet? It's deep, dark chocolate, and on the inside, in the very center of it, it's almost like a brownie. Look at that. And then it's covered in this like sanding sugar, this super, super, super fine sugar. So when you bite into it, it crackles against your teeth. And then when you get on the inside, it's this dense, bittersweet chocolate that's just kind of washes over your whole palate and begs for a glass of milk, but you kind of don't want to let that flavor go.
That's why we're both looking at you like,
I know, like we're like lovesick puppies.
You keep describing food. It's amazing. I know why you do what you do.
I love it.
So good. We're going to sit over here and salivate. Joy will be back when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
Why did you bring me one? You got my puppy dog eyes look.
Oh, so many conversations about food. And we don't have any. I'm hungry. You probably are too.
She's hangry now.
Welcome back. Our friends outside of the Twin Cities may be feeling a little jealous about all of our iconic eats, but don't worry, we have a few that non-locals can try too.
Yeah, we're back with Joy Summers, and these are things that you can find in grocery stores, or you can order them online, so that's the key there.
Yes.
Okay, so we're starting off with one that I just admitted, and I probably shouldn't top the tater. I've never had it.
What is wrong?
You haven't had it either, or you're
like missing in your life?
We have to take you to the state lines and dump you there. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, you gotta go.
You just gotta go. Maybe take her across the border.
I didn't know I needed to do that as soon as I moved to Minnesota. 10 years in.
Well, that's the point of this
Yes,
list. Is to introduce all these things. And top the tater is basically like an oniony sour cream, and that's just the basis. There's a baseline flavor, and then they've got a bunch of other twists and takes on it. But I have friends who grew up in Minnesota. When they move away, this is the thing that they send me messages and say, can you tell me about the top of the tater? Tell me about how you can just go into a grocery store and just buy as much as you want. It's
So
wonderful.
good.
And then if you pair it with the Old Dutch Ripple potato chips.
I was just gonna ask, what do you put it on?
Yes.
Everything?
Old Dutch Ripple potato chips. They have the right amount of salt. They're quite salty.
It's the
and so
perfect
good.
combination.
Finger licking good,
Okay,
Shane.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I will
I hear
also
ya.
say that is the best thing that's ever come out of Minnesota other than Prince, okay?
Whoa,
All right.
whoa.
Just saying. Didn't want y'all, you purple people, to attack me for that. Okay, number 2, Heggy's Pizza, the frozen pizza of choice.
The frozen pizza of dive bars across the Midwest, like especially Minnesota, Wisconsin. Heggy's is a taste of a country bar. For me, that's kind of a homecoming. I love like getting out in the state and going to these country places, and you can always count on it. If they've got a Heggy's, it's a good bar. And you can get it at the grocery store, take it home, and recreate those good times at home. And they've got a bazillion flavors. Everything from a breakfast pizza to the super meaty,
Chicken
to the
Alfredo.
supreme- chicken Alfredo.
So good.
Yeah, they
Had
like
a few.
It's
Notice that.
it's a wonderland of pizza flavors, and it's just, and you gotta, in my world, you gotta cut it in squares. Like that's how
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do it.
And you do that too?
When I bartended, you cut it in squares or you were out. You
Yeah.
were just out. You're done. No
It's
more paychecks.
not meant to
done.
be cut in a triangle.
Okay.
Cut it in a square, and then you get the little
learning.
crispy triangles
I
on the
am.
edge, and it's like the perfect bite.
It's like I'm being schooled. I need
Yeah.
it, thank you. Minnesota 101. Okay, I know this next one. Crybaby Craig's.
So hot sauce, like you'd think, well, what's so great about a hot sauce? Hot sauce is exactly that. No, their hot sauce is kind of pickly and extra garlicky, and he is a chef, so he knows how to build flavors. It started out because he had way too many habaneros at the restaurant he was working at, and decided to like figure out what to do with them. And this fermented flavor that comes through with it, this sauce goes so beautifully on anything savory you put it on. It just kicks up the flavor a lot, and it doesn't overtake it. It's not going to kill your palate. It's really something that like is an extra, I don't know,
bit of deliciousness.
How hot
it's an
is
extra
it?
bit of deliciousness. It is spicy, but is not murderously spicy. So I hear habanero and I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's gonna be consequences.
Yeah.
But this is, it's actually just a nice add to it, I think. But from the way that he treats the hot sauce, it brings out the flavor more than it brings in the heat.
Okay. All right. We've got 2 more. One of them is Sweet Science ice cream.
So this is, you think, do I need another gourmet ice cream in my life? Yes, you do. Sweet Science. She does all kinds of different flavors. Some of them are like the Manhattan or different. There's carrot cake right now, but for me, my ride or die is the dark chocolate sorbet, which you would never guess is dairy free. It's one of those things that I can share it with anybody. People who think they have problems with ice cream can have it. It has this luscious mouthfeel that's so glorious with a really good ice cream. And then again, that bittersweet darkness of the dark chocolate. Like, I've ruined my children for regular ice cream because I get this and bring it home.
I always thought sorbets were like orange and like fruity.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. Okay, I wouldn't have ordered it, but now that you say it.
Go get it. Look for it at the grocery store.
Okay, perfect. And finally, we end with Sweet Martha's.
Sweet Martha's. How can you talk about Minnesota food without talking about Sweet Martha's? She is indeed sweet. It's all about the state fair flavors. And now that she's got it in the freezer section, I love that brilliantly you can just take a couple out. You don't have to commit to the whole bucket.
cone.
Yeah, or the cone.
Either.
You can just pull a few out and you get all those flavors that you know and love from this state fair right out of your own kitchen.
Well, thank you, Joy. This has been awesome. If you guys want the full list, you can just go to startribune.com.
We will be right back. I'm thinking Sweet Martha's with that chocolate sorbet. Yeah.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah,
Welcome back to the Jason Show. It is Monday, and every Monday we take a look at comments, questions, whatever you got about the show.
Let's open up that Jason Show mailbag.
You got mail.
Guess guess that's how you open a mailbag. I don't know. First up, lots of comments about Jason's red sweater from last week. He wore this on Thursday. There you go. Now Sharon says, "Hi Jason, I just would like to say that you look great in those colorful sweaters. I love your show. Watch it every day." So that was very sweet. We will say for Jason, thank you, Sharon. He does appreciate it, and it was very kind of you. But Laura had this to say: watching Jason on TV today, looks like he has a left nipple ring or something on his sweater. It's very distracting. Help him fix it.
Okay, so he needs to get a nipple ring on the right side too then, just to even it out?
Yeah, cannot deny, cannot confirm that Jason has a nipple ring. This is something we'll have to get to the bottom of when he gets back, but we will talk to him about this.
I love this. Okay.
He does have a nipple ring.
Diane is up next. She had a comment on our Before the Show story that we aired last week. She says, "I love listening to the inside banter you showed us today. It's funny as I think everyone thinks what you are saying, but not everyone says it. Keep up the great show."
Okay, so Diane, are you referring to all the things executive producer Jeff said?
He's shushing us. When is one of those cameras going to work on your stand over there,
I think it was the
Jeff?
thing about when people try and like say hi to you over your shoulder. You can watch if you want to see what I mean. All right, a few comments about our staff. Best thing ever show on Thursday. You guys love these. We love them too. Mine was the pet brush, the Furminator. Okay, Pete emailed us and said, "Thanks for the recommendation, Kendall." Oh my gosh,
wow.
way to go. Check it out. Saw it and bought it yesterday. AJ loved it. Okay, you guys, if you've never heard of the Furminator, I know if you missed the show, that is what happens. It's a brush for your dog, and it gets off that like base coat, and it doesn't hurt them or anything, and they lose like 10 pounds of hair.
That amount of hair behind that dog.
It's amazing.
That couldn't have all come from that one animal.
Oh no, it does. Like my tiny little dog is like a clump as big as her when we're done.
Wow, okay.
You need it.
Next up, it's Vicky. She responded to Jason saying he could put cats to sleep. She says, "Hey Jason, just wanted you to know Hobbs and Patrick are loyal Jason Show fans. Check out the cats watching the show."
Oh, that's so cute. To be very, very, as Jason would say, Crystal Carrington clear, he was referring to the fact that he could be boring enough to put cats to sleep. We don't need any more emails. Those cats clearly...
He likes cats. He's just allergic to them, guys.
Just allergic, okay. And they're fabulous. I love cats. Finally, a message from Sarah. She says, "Hey, Jason, do you order from Papa John's in Uptown? If it is you, I wanted to tell you I make your pizzas with love every time. I am one of the managers there, and we love your show." Well, Sarah, whoever gets that pizza, I'm sure can tell it's made with love. I don't know if Jason makes it south of I-94 very often, other than to come to work.
I wonder why she thinks it's him.
I don't know. We need more details. Like, can you get a photo op next time?
We would like to know his order as well.
Yeah, we will send photographer Eric to do some behind the scenes work. We'll set up some GoPros. Hey, you can stay connected with the show on social media as well. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, sometimes even TikTok. Jason Show TV, our personal accounts. Kendall Mark, and are you Shane Wells Fox 9 or just Shane Wells?
I think I'm just Shane Wells. Unsure.
You'll find her. Google her.
I'm so good on the internet.
Okay. I don't know. Shane Wells also has a fan club, everyone.
But not really.
It's from 2009. But hey.
And like 20 states away.
You can join. Welcome back. It's time for the world's shortest segment.
Doing double takes in Brazil. You may have seen this on social media over the weekend. A woman in Brazil many people were convinced was Rihanna. Check out the video. She looks nearly identical to the singer. She dressed like Rihanna. She took pictures with fans. She's even pregnant like the real wow. But this is a Brazilian influencer. Even Rihanna recognizes the similarity. Back in 2020, Rihanna commented on one of the woman's posts.
I wonder what she said.
I mean, she's probably wanted to hire her as her body double. Like, I don't feel like going to this. You do it.
Wow. Oh, weird. Oh, weird. Okay, we're just going to digest that one. We'll be right back. Look at that.
That is so weird. She did some makeup.
Oh, welcome back to the show, everybody. You know what time it is. It's time for the surprise goodbye. Surprise. Today, a pair of memorable moments from last night's Grammy Awards. Okay.
First up, Lady Gaga to the rescue. Check out what happened when Doja Cat and SZA won the Grammy for Best Pop Duo.
Oh, poor girl.
SZA's on crutches, and so she struggled a bit to get on stage in a gown with a long train behind her. That's when Gaga stepped up to adjust her train. And then, not only that, she's actually going to assist her and help her get on stage. Now, Doja Cat was nowhere to be seen, and we soon found out why.
Listen. I have never taken such a fast.
Okay, so it turns out she was in the bathroom, number 1, when she heard her category being called. You think they would have kept her in her seat?
Yep.
Just for a second longer. She can't go, she can't go.
Poor thing. Okay, tomorrow on The Jason Show, Minnesota baker turned Magnolia Network star Zoe Francois is joining us live. Should be really fun. She's talking about a bit of a fundraiser cooking class that you can sign up for.
Fantastic.
Be fun. Be good. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
We think Pierre will be here tomorrow.
Maybe Shane. Maybe Pierre.
Tune in. Who knows?